Let's get right to it. Cowboy Nation, my name is Law Nation, and we're going to talk about staying far away from the tight end unless the tight end goes to the Dallas Cowboys. And that's a great point by Boss Cowboy. He brought up a brilliant information as relates to the Kyle Pitts. I know Kyle Pitts is one of the guys that's generational talent, and he's not convinced because of the fact that his numbers are very close to other tight ends that's out there, as well as, hey, everybody knows that I'm with the philosophy of best player available, but I absolutely do love objectivity, and especially if you did your homework, man, that's always kudos to the information for the nation. But let's bring up this point right here, Cowboys Nation. Let's see what he had to say about this. Shout out to Boss Cowboy. Be sure to follow his content and information. He got O.J. Howard, right? David Njoku, Evan Ingram, T.J. Hawkinson, Noah Fant. And if you look at everything, yes, all of those guys, pretty much, he got either they're bust or bust trending or leaning toward being a bust. Now, O.J. Howard, 6'6", David Njoku, 6'4", Evan Ingram, 6'3", 6'5" for TJ, and Noah Fant, 6'4". All of those guys ran pretty good 40 times. And if you look at the vert, they did pretty good of jumping out of the building. Numbers are very, very comparable to Kyle Pitts. Now, when we look at everything, we can say, man, this is some good information that he was able to pull out and do his research on. And basically what he's saying is that these guys that's drafted that with high expectations didn't live up to that side of the coin. Now, when we look back at this list again, we will see that OJ, who did he have throwing him the ball? Yeah, we can go back and forth whether or not he had a decent quarterback or not, but we look at his numbers and we say, just didn't really do a lot for us, right? David Njoku, we know that the quarterback that they had over there, it was a circus. And Evan Ingram, I'm not finna go into details of Eli, and Daniel Get Down Jones. I'm not going to talk about T.J. Hawkinson because we know that particular quarterback, Matthew Stafford, he's hot and cold even when he had a Megatron, but that's a story of a different day. And Noah Fant, man, he had nobody throwing him the ball. Now, the Dallas Cowboys expectations, everybody know the Dallas Cowboys expectations are always high. Whether it be the offensive lineman, whether it be Patrick Surtain, because Cowboy fans would want Patrick Surtain to get like 5 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, and being able to get over 100 tackles. That's what they're going to want out of Patrick Surtain with the first pick for the Dallas Cowboys if he's drafted, right? And any glimpse of shades of Mo Claiborne, oh my goodness, we will see the floodgates. And remember, last year, it was the same song and dance with Trayvon Diggs because I heard so many people saying, oh, man, he's getting burned like toast. He's not this, he's not that. So I can only imagine if Diggs was drafted in the first round opposed to being drafted in the second, because here's the facts. The Cowboys really wanted Diggs in the first. But they went with the philosophy of best player available, and they said to themselves, man, we can't pass up on this talent. CD Lamb, let's throw 88 on him as well. So that's a lot of stuff to digest. So Boss believes that if Kyle Pitts goes to any other team, especially if the quarterback is not able to get him the ball, he will be considered a bust. And when you look at all of the other things, let's pull up the other chart here. Now, Albert, everybody knows that kid was just fantastic in college. I can't even say his last name, but check out his stuff and check out his information. Now, his college year, his senior year or his last year in college, basically he had 300 yards, of course, and then he had 6 tubs. He was a red zone threat. Now, he put Hakeem Butler there. And the reason why I believe he put Akeem because he can play that versatile role. He can line up inside, and then he's one of those tall targets that a lot of people were talking about, like he was a physical specimen, right? 1,000 yards in college, 9 tubs. Everybody knows it's hard to get touchdowns, basically. And what he's saying is that, have you ever seen a specimen or a physical talent like, dare I say, a Kyle Pitts? And he was saying that, man, when you look into this previous draft, there were guys that's similar, and they didn't shock the world when they got drafted or what have you. And they was drafted in the 4th round. Now, why would you take a reach at Kyle Pitts when his talent grade level or his ability may not be that much of a difference from Albert O and as well as Hakeem Butler? Now, I'm not going to put this thing out here and say, well, Kyle Pitts will be one of those guys. But you can't discount those 12 tubs by Kyle Pitts and that 40 time and that reach, that long arm length and all of those good things. And you can't discount how he was utilizing his particular system. All I'm saying is the Cowboys and everybody else that's out there looking at it, you can't paint all of these players with the same brush. The draft is always a fickle process. Why, Law? Why you say that? Nobody saw Joe Montana coming, right? Nobody was able to look into the crystal ball and say, man, Terrell Owens will have this type of impact in the National Football League. Sometimes things click over for some, and sometimes things don't. Tom Brady. I hate to bring up his name, but nobody saw Tom Brady. And one can argue, if Tom Brady went into a different system, a different type of philosophy, who knows? He would not been able to slowly understand the game. And as much as people like to sully and denigrate Bill Belichick, he had his hands on a lot of that. The wisdom and understanding of what Bill brought to the table, man. And of course, those cheat notes can't slide that under the rug. We got to look at everything. Now, although Boss is right on the fact that, hey, if he go to any other team, it could be a strong buzz factor. Because here's the strongest point of it all, Cowboy Nation. Hear me out. CeeDee Lamb with Dak Prescott, he looked like he was going to break all of the Cowboys records, right? He was going to be one of those guys that you can really look into this thing and say, man, he's going to be Rookie of the Year. He's going to be Rookie of the Year. And we can only imagine if Chase Claypool would have went to a different team outside of Big Ben Roethlisberger, the Pittsburgh Steelers, we probably wouldn't even seen Chase Claypool get out with the numbers that he got. And of course, I know DK Metcalf was not a rookie last year, but he was just putting up crazy numbers because he got what? He got a Russell Wilson. And I'm not going to leave him out of the picture, but Justin for the Vikings, whoo, his numbers were crazy because of the way and how that operational system worked within the system of a quarterback that can give him the ball, and they had to run an attack, and he was not the end-all, be-all. You see, nobody saw Antonio Brown coming, right? So, and nobody saw Tyreek Hill, he had some off-the-field issues, and that's the reason why his draft stock dropped or what have you. So what I'm saying is that, and this is what I believe that Boss Cowboy is saying as well, all of this is predicated upon which team you go to. All of this is predicated upon how you are used within the confines of your system. So I believe in the hearts of hearts, the Cowboys should not look into this situation and say, well, according to the previous historic data, the tight ends are going to be at this level. And we should not look into this tight end situation. Or according to this particular situation of what we did last year. Because I heard people say, man, look at CeeDee Lamb. He was not that much of an impact. Yes, CeeDee Lamb with Dak Prescott was everything. But CeeDee Lamb with Andy Dalton, Ben DiNucci, and Garrett Gilbert was just, oh, that's CeeDee Lamb. Okay, can he give us a play here and there? Right? Oh, my goodness. But with Dak Prescott, he was going to that next level. I hope that you guys can understand that. So let's not paint every player with the same brush, but let's look at it from the confines or within the confines of the system. The system. I truly do believe that if the Cowboys just stay true to their board, they will have an impact player. If they stay true to what they believe in, their philosophy, and not sit there and look at it and say, well, we need defense. and go draft like last year. If they were to say, hey, man, we need defense, and draft a K. Levon Chasen, or draft a Diggs at the 17th overall draft pick, and say, man, we got wide receivers. We don't need to go out there and reach. No. You stay true to your board, everything will work its way out, baby. It will. Now, I will have to look into this and say, everybody that really want a Patrick Surtain or really want an offensive lineman, let's start with the defensive side first. On the defensive side of the coin, yes, it will be nice to have some familiarity. It will be wonderful to understand, and it will sell tickets too. When you look at it, I guess you get all of the Alabama fans, right? You get all of that. Because they be looking at it like, man, look at our team. Look at that team. You know, they got Diggs on one end, and they got Patrick Surtain on the other, and that will be a good combination, right? And then you can say to yourself, okay, maybe around week 4, week 5, that kid will get his legs up under him, get the flow of the NFL life, and maybe you don't have to worry about defensive back down the line. But I would tell you guys, man, it's going to be hard for Surtain to beat out J. Lou for that role. It'd probably be hard for him to beat out Anthony Get Down Brown that's on our team, our version of AB. It's going to be hard. But iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. Or even if they go with the offensive lineman mindset. Everybody know efficiency level. When we need help. This running back core that we got, we need help. We do need help on that front 5. Let's keep it live. That front 5 needs some help. And you can get that just like that. As far as depth purposes, and as well as somebody that you know for sure that can fill in that role. If Tyron Smith say, hey, man, I can't play this weekend. Or if we really don't know what La'el Collins is going to bring. All of those things work together, right, Cowboy Nation? Let me know when I'm wrong. That if you go with offensive linemen, that will help out this team. Even if you go with the mindset of drafting the defensive guy, as it relates to DB, that will help out this team. But I got something to tell you guys. That defensive back in this particular draft is loaded. The depth is very, very thick. Thickly, right? So, and I think that you can still get a solid. I'm just telling you guys how I feel out of this particular draft. You can still get a solid offensive lineman in a second. But that tight end, I'm not trying to paint the picture that the Cowboys should select and draft a Kyle Pitts, but he's up there, baby. Oh, and let me throw out this too, far as the wide receiver. This wide receiver class, low key, pretty dope too. You got Chase, you got Waddle, you got Devontae Smith. One of those guys going to drop. Now all of them going to be gone. So it's going to be a difficult situation regardless. It's difficult. I'm glad that I'm not making the choice. Cowboys, man, Jerry, Wine, Jones, and John Stephen Jones, Chris Hall, Will McClay, all of those boys, man, they going to have to make a decision. Go find that impact player. Let's get this thing going. I want to know y'all thoughts. How you guys feel of everything, especially as it relates to tight end. Do you go out there and grab this tight end, or do you look at it and say, man, the previous market, baby, got me shook. I don't want to look into this tight end situation. And especially looking at those numbers right here, I don't want to look into it. No. Go ahead and give me Waddle. Go ahead and give me Jamar Chase if he's available. And we're not even talking about the quarterbacks, right? On how that thing, when he get to the 10th pick and somebody kind of scratching for a situation, they looking at it like, man, Cowboys, let me move up in that slot. Man, I think that we in the honey hole. Hey, Jerry says, hey, he wants some glory hole. We in the glory hole right there with that 10th pick, because we can do a lot. We just got to make sure we make the best move and the right move. We do. Shout out to Boss Cowboy. Make sure y'all check out his content. I love objective thinking, but he did say, should we treat to retreat that first round pick out of the tight end, like the running back situation, that you shouldn't draft a running back in the first round because of the volume of value that you can get? I don't know, man. I just feel that the Cowboys should lean on the best player available. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns. Once again, my name is Law Nation. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.